Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. So you were mentioning some parts, some work you've been doing earlier today. Do you want to say more about that, or do you have a part that you know that you'd like to get to know better now?
I don't know. I guess there's another part that's commenting about the situation, and I don't know because I usually question every my feelings, my thoughts constantly, and so this part is really invasive.
Yeah, the one questioning all the feelings and thoughts is busy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because she always tells me, "You're crazy, you're crazy." It's a loop.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like. Does it feel like one that you'd like to get to know now, or is there more you'd like to say, or other parts that you'd like to talk about?
I can know. I can get to know this part. It's okay.
Okay. So this one's always questioning your thoughts and feelings. And
because
telling you you're crazy.
Sorry.
Telling you you're crazy.
Mm-mm.
Where do you notice it when it comes up, in or around your body?
I don't know. Maybe it's in the head.
Mm-hmm. And what other messages do you hear from it, if any?
I'm kind of, if I think about, if I notice the body language, it's like I'm trying to shut myself up with my hand. I didn't even recognize that.
Did you say with your hand?
Yeah. I have it on the lips.
Okay. And that feels like it's all from that part.
Yeah, it's probably.
Yeah. Okay. And as you notice it there, how do you feel towards this part?
Irritated.
Yeah. Sure. So see if you can turn towards this part of you that feels irritated and see if you can just ask it for a little bit of space so that you can get to know this other part better and see how it reacts.
Hmm. My mind wandered. Don't know why. It's kind of instantaneous.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's another part at play. Hmm. It's too protective to do that. I guess
The
I have
irritation
to.
is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You were saying that the irritated part is too protective?
No, the other one. The other part that keeps telling me I'm crazy.
Oh, right, sure. Yes. So when it comes to the part that is irritated towards it, will the irritated part step back so we can get to know the part that says you're crazy?
She's resistant as well.
Yeah. And what's that about? What's the concern
Now
there?
I'm pulling my hair.
Okay.
It's body language.
Yeah, thank you for letting me know that. Since I'm not seeing you.
I find it funny.
Yeah. So what's the
Usually,
concern? What's the concern that this?
the concern is that if I let it have it free reign, I wouldn't say anything. Any kind of disapproves of every new stuff I could try.
Right. Sure.
Especially stuff like this.
So if we let this part that says you're crazy talk or have free reign, that it will take us in the wrong direction. It might overwhelm you or just, okay. Yeah, well, we don't want that. So you could tell this part that's irritated towards it that we're not going to let it overwhelm you, that we can negotiate with this part that says you're crazy, and that you have the ability to step out anytime that it feels like too much. And of course, this part that's irritated and wants to protect you from this other part that says you're crazy, it can come back in if it needs to.
They don't trust me too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I can use the. I can imagine a room, a safe room where to put them. And
Yeah, absolutely.
recently, I use the method like the parts that can paint pictures of how they feel. So they're just projection or pictures that they're not moving. They're kind of more bearable. I don't know why.
Okay.
But it's a good method for me.
Okay. Just see if that works, and do whatever you can to see if you can get a little more space, a little more just, room, space to work with this part that says you're crazy. And we'll do it together. And like I said, we can always you can always step back if it doesn't feel safe or feels like you might be overwhelmed.
It's a little too difficult.
Okay.
I'm sweating.
Sweating, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like these parts have had maybe a long history of pushing on each other and one is trying to keep the other in control, and it sounds like it shows up in a big way for you.
They always fight.
Yeah.
Usually the part that tells me I'm crazy wins, and I can't do anything without its approval. But the other one is kind of rowdy today.
All right, well, maybe we should just talk to it for a little while then. We can get to the other part another time.
Yeah.
So let's talk to this part that feels irritated towards the part that says you're crazy.
Yeah. He began to talk almost immediately.
So how do you feel? What did it say?
I'm so irritated. Why she always tell me what to do every time?
All right. And how are you feeling towards that part?
She's kind of funny.
Do you have curiosity about that part?
Yeah, curiosity also because why kind of loses instead of the other.
Sure, that's important to find out, yeah. And we could learn why it's so active and why it doesn't trust you. Maybe that could be part of what we learn from it.
Well, she must be active, otherwise I wouldn't even get up of bed. I would just hide in the sheets.
Because the other part would win?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't trust you to manage or to deal with this other part.
Yeah.
Okay. What else does it want you to know about it?
No, she's kind of more satisfied now.
Yeah.
Finally, you understand. You're stupid. my part's a little vulgar.
Yeah. What else does it want to share with you?
That's the other part is dangerous. Don't know why she told me that.
It feels like the other part's dangerous.
Yes.
Well, yeah, if it has you staying in bed and convincing yourself that you're crazy, that sounds pretty dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So that makes
okay.
Does that make sense to you why the part feels that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Try showing the part that it makes sense to you. Let it know that.
Now you feel it's kind of sad.
It feels kind of sad?
Mm-hmm.
Is the part feeling sad?
Don't know why. I don't know where it comes from.
Okay. Maybe you could just ask if it's feeling sad or if it's feeling afraid or concerned. What's that about?
It's the irritated part. Yes, that's a little sad. Because she would like more equilibrium in the system.
Yeah. And so would you, right? You would like that? Maybe we can hear more about what this part is concerned about if you didn't have that equilibrium, if it didn't work so hard, what would happen?
Well, I couldn't even work.
Right.
I have to I have to work in some way, so I can't or even talk to people. It will be too overwhelming.
Right.
I guess it's too vital overall. I understand.
Yeah. And this might sound like a silly question, but what would be so bad about that if you were having trouble talking to people or working?
The parts kind of laugh. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's a good question because every part has a specific concern. No, the answer is too intense. Wait a moment. Yeah, the part answered with you will be a failure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's showing you the pain and maybe the humiliation around that.
Mm. More than showing, it's showing in the body. It's like the sensation of helplessness.
Helplessness, yeah. So it wants to protect you from that.
Yeah.
Can you show it some appreciation for its intention to protect you from that feeling of helplessness?
Yeah, I'm beginning, but I'm beginning to feel too much of the exile. I'm gonna ask it to give me some time, some space.
Wonderful, perfect.
Oof.
Let me know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's usually why, I think that we ask that question about what they're afraid of, is because that helps. Usually they point to that exile energy. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for when I ask that. So it's good to have that. We've seen it, we've felt it, and also we don't have to go there now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Protectors must come first because otherwise you can work on exile.
Right.
And I need more time.
Sure. Yeah, it takes time.
I take weeks to go to an exile and talk to it.
Yeah.
It's
Me
normal.
too. That's right. So were you able to show this part appreciation for what it's protecting?
A little one. I just it's difficult because the exile is has a little to charge for.
Yeah.
It's like feelings are murky. I don't know if it's gives the right idea. And when when I'm in this state, when I am in this state, it's like I can't have compassion if the feelings are too murky, like when the chest is too heavy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. It happens to you also?
I think that what you're saying is compassionate. You're recognizing that you can't go there right now, or that it's not it's not a good time, or you're not in the right space to work with that part. And so you're recognizing that, and you can tell that part that you'd like to get to know it sometime, but that right now it's too murky, or you're not in the right space, or you'd like to work with these other parts first. And I think that's very compassionate of you. So just see what happens if you just let it know that you'd like to work with it, but not right now.
Maybe there's also I don't know if it's too much of compassion. Maybe there's also a scared part.
A scared part, sure.
Of these overwhelming sensations, but it's a point of view, an interesting point of view.
Yeah. And it's been good for us to at least understand what's behind this, the motivation of this this part we were talking to, this irritated part.
Mm-hmm.
So you can thank them again for showing themselves, and then just ask them to step back.
She'll be watching. She'll be watch the process.
Yes. So I think they all are sort of. Yeah, that's perfect. Good distance and some glass in between. I hear that a lot in meditations of IFS. They talk about being in the other side of the window.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So how are you feeling now? Do you feel okay with returning to this irritated part?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to show it some appreciation? Now that you've been able to see what it's protecting you from?
Mm-mm. It wants to protect the other part, the other scared part too, as well. And not only the exile.
Yes, sure. You could try asking this part that was irritated, what would it rather be doing? If you could handle the part that says you're crazy, if you could heal the exiles that feel helpless or scared, what would this part that was irritated rather be doing with its energy?
Maybe on holiday.
On holiday, yeah. Yeah, what would that look like?
Want an holiday.
Yeah. And what would that look like for this part?
It kind of awake the feelings of the exiles. Maybe it's too much.
It's too much when it thinks about going on holiday?
Yeah.
Yes. It's because it still doesn't believe that you would be able to
maybe
deal with this.
Semi-holiday, like 1 day or like Sunday.
Right.
And the other day at work. Okay. That's more acceptable.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes.
And we need all these parts. We don't want to exile the protector. And so I think a lot of times that's their answer, where they're good at their jobs, and we don't want to, retire them completely. But it's nice for them to have that option and teamwork of trusting you to do more of the work with these other parts.
Yeah, it's a big concession. I don't know the word. See, concession.
I think so. Yeah, it has a big concession around.
And sometimes they're false friend. The words that's the meaning seems the same, but okay. The other part, the part that says I'm crazy. It's like it's a little it's little more calm, a little strange.
Should we turn our attention to that part now? Do you feel like is the part that was irritated at it okay with us?
Maybe they can talk to each other.
If that feels right for you.
Yeah.
I think as long as you're there.
Yeah. I'm imagining them at the table. And before they would argue, but now we kind of, all right, we can talk, huh? The other the crazy part
Yes.
says I have to protect your I have to protect you from the others. And you were so irritated with me, but I have to do this mission.
Yeah. Should we get to know that part a little bit more now and ask for the irritated part to step back?
Well, they can talk. They're kind of it's a pacific discussion.
Again, I think as long as you're in it and you're witnessing that discussion, because I think normally, parts are fighting all the time. They're negotiating with each other all the time, and the problem is that we're not there to help mediate or witness. So.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
If I imagine them, I'm the kind of I don't know what others do, but it requires focus to imagine these little kids, and
right.
I have to be present. Usually, I use drawings.
Yes.
But sometimes not.
Yes. I actually I do have a question. If you ask the part that says you're crazy, would it like time alone with you so that you can get to know it better? I hear that you're saying that it's okay for them to talk, and I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying, if you ask this part that says that you're crazy, would it like to have time with just you to talk?
Yeah, but now I notice the part scared, the scared part. It's better to take it in its room with its favorite TV, sofa, like that.
Yes.
I didn't notice that it was at the table.
Yeah, that's great to meet parts where they want to meet.
Now the crazy part is kind of reprimanding me. Well, what did you do this morning? You should not say that.
With your
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe these parts the video with the video, no, the audio with the. I would like to, if you can cut it, because I don't want to for the.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
Yes. No problem. I'm sorry.
This part is irrationally scared about. Oh, you're leaking details.
Right.
I'm gonna offend the. Oh my god.
Yes. Well, I don't think that's irrational.
A little. Oh no, not the part. Stop. All right.
So yes, I've made a note to cut that out about.
Thank you.
Okay. So what's next? What part would you like to talk with next?
I don't know why this part is using the term crazy.
Yes.
I never think about that, but precisely crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Should we focus on that then?
Mm-hmm.
And just to check, how are you feeling towards this part that's called you crazy?
The scared part again. She's sneaky.
Yeah. And what's that fear about?
She fears of being dismissed, all its needs, or stuff like that.
Yeah. And how do you respond to that?
I'm trying to imagine myself distancing to decrease the intensity of emotions.
Okay. I don't want to just push past any concerns or fears. If that's what you're suggesting, is to just push away the concern or the fear, I would suggest maybe not doing that directly.
Yeah, but I did it just because it was a little too overwhelming, and I can't have a dialogue otherwise.
Right. Yes. But do you understand, what the fear had to say? Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were able to show it that it makes sense to you?
Now I'll try.
Okay.
It's a little too painful.
Okay.
I'll try to draw it on paint using the technique.
Brilliant.
Yeah, now the part is like it's pointing at the drawing and it's saying, yeah, I felt like that.
Great. So you were able to validate its concern.
A little.
Okay. That's good. I wanted to make sure we weren't just pushing past it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not ignoring it. It's still a little scared.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Maybe it's connected to the exile this afternoon.
Is that a different one from the helplessness exile?
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because it had more social problems, like was the awkward kid, and it was its experience.
Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling now just being with these parts and the work that we've done so far?
Like it's a little heavy in the chest.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel like, I mean, is it does it feel like a good thing? Like you're going in and you're getting to know these parts and you're okay with this, with what they're telling you? Or does it feel like,
A little, just because it's a picture. Because if it was really in that state, the part, it would be too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it works, but
yeah.
It kind of, it's like meditation when you let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to let it go with pictures.
Yeah. So what feels right to do next?
Maybe the younger part.
Okay.
It's too delicate to manage now, but I have an idea of how I'll proceed after. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But by myself, I do it daily. But probably the crazy part is trying to prevent the loneliness in his twisted way. So, like you have to be, you have to seek connections, try to be perfect. You have to work for all this stuff, so you don't feel invisible. You don't feel lonely.
Right.
Probably it's that connection. This is probably the storyteller part or rationalizing part, but they can give good input too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm, I'm here taking notes and seeing so many parts so clearly. So it's been really helpful to outline it for me, at least. So I appreciate that. So you were saying you have a plan for following up with the irritated part?
Yeah. She does too much of an important job. I have to. I take hours to listen to the parts, and they're a little slow, but it's a work that pays up.
I couldn't agree more. Yep, and it does take time, and it does, it's a lot to try to squeeze into a conversation every week or every other week with someone else when these parts are in you and pushing and pulling throughout the day. Being able to do that work on your own regularly just makes it so much quicker, even though it feels, you're saying, oh, it takes hours, it takes so long. It does, but it also is so efficient, I think.
Yeah, mainly because personally, sometimes the parts follow up. That they're really bind with each other, and they're really fast at arguing or changing position, blending, and so I have to follow them.
Right. Yes, they have such ingrained patterns, such a history, and yes, they're always kind of changing shape, or one pops up and then the other pops up to cover it, and then the other pops up to cover it.
Yeah, this one.
And our job of untangling that, understanding each of them, and I think ultimately we want to kind of get ourselves between those conflicts so that the parts don't have to fight with each other. But if they have a problem, they come to us and they trust us to hear them, to receive the message, to negotiate with any other parts that might need to be negotiated with.
Mine can't wait. The silent part doesn't almost exist in my system.
Yeah, it feels like there's I admire that. I appreciate that there's an eagerness to do it all, right? You want to get in there and get it done, right?
No, the parts want to be heard. Like, oh, it's yours. You never hear me.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. I hear that a lot from parts. Yeah, if they haven't felt like you've been listening, or they have this opportunity and they all want to jump up and speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just let them know that you're doing it, and the best way that you know to do it is one at a time.
Yeah, I start from the loudest. the one that keeps make me think about a certain experience, or maybe something makes me cringe, even a topic.
Absolutely.
So my psychologist part, I guess, becomes curious.
Yeah, that's great. Starting with the loudest makes sense to me. You'll get to the others.
How you're doing with this project, Discord?
Well, the Discord, it's not super active. I care mostly about, at the moment, my concerns or my goals are to get good at this by practicing a lot.
You're pretty good for.
Well, I'm an amateur. Yeah. I've been doing it for about a year. But I think about it every day. I work with my own parts every day. I go to sleep. I dream about it often, and I wake up in the morning and I want to do IFS, and I study it every day. So I'm still in love with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good. Really good.
Yeah. It's great. I love sharing it, and I'm so honored to be able to work with you and people like you and anyone who wants to do this work. It's just it's so fascinating to me.
Thanks to you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, honor is strange for me, but thank you.
Yes, honored, blessed. It's such a gift, and it just feels so wonderful to be able to do it. I know that, most people haven't heard of this. People haven't tried it. People don't have the opportunities, or
Yeah, in
mostly
my
just they haven't heard of
country,
it.
it's unknown. Never
Right.
heard of it. It's a
Right.
miracle even finding a psychotherapist that's not behavioral CBT,
Yeah, CBT, right.
behavioral stuff that makes me only irritated. Like I need
Right.
homeworks. Yes, I'm a child.
Yes. Yes. Whereas the homework in IFS is conversations with people who are already in you and who are already talking with you anyway. So
Yeah. And I guess in therapy you don't even need to do that. You're not obligated like a child. Oh, doesn't do its homework. Oh, you really want to feel bad, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can have healthcare, but mental health care not so much. Public, no. Only everyone has to pay. It's not. It's a great cost.
Right.
I guess your situation as well. I don't know in America.
I don't know either. I'm doing it myself. So I get to talk to experts around the world for free on this podcast. So
Cool.
I've solved it for myself, at least to some degree.
You can't see, but I'm smiling.
Me too. So does it feel complete? Is there any other parts you wanted to share, or any questions that parts have, or concerns, or anything else?
Not so much, because I know what part talk.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing all that. Thank you to your parts for showing up. And
thank you as well.
Okay, great. I hope to talk to you again.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube, and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.